Alright everyone, today we are going to learn how to tackle inferential questions for your comprehensions. By the end of the lesson, you should be able to understand what an inferential question is and understand how to tackle it. So, inferential questions are basically questions where you have to guess the answer using information that is already available in the text. And you need a bit of background knowledge sometimes as well. So let's look at this example right now. If I say to you, the sky is getting dark, what can you guess about that? Why would that be important to you? What kind of guesses can you make out of the statement, the sky is getting dark? Or what about the statement, your friend wears the same pair of jeans every day? What does that say about your friend? So let's look at this one. The sky is getting dark, okay? Then maybe we add in a bit more information. You hear thunder. So what do you think will happen next? Maybe you can try guessing. If I say to you, your friend wears the same pair of jeans every day, it could be a variety of different reasons. He could be very unhygienic. He maybe he likes the same pair of jeans every day. But if I add, some background information, oh, he lives in a one-room HDB flat. So what does that say about your friend then? So basically, when you make a guess, you are inferring or you are making an inference. An inference is basically a guess that you make based on what you already know and the kind of information that other people give you. So information that is in the comprehension text, these things are called contextual clues. For example, you already know that the sky becomes dark just before it rains. However, you also know that the sky becomes dark in the evening. So if I say to you the sky is dark, which one is the correct answer? You have to guess based on the information, on other pieces of information, such as you hear thunder. And I know some of you are going to say, but teacher, I don't know how to ask questions about the topic. I don't know what to guess, basically. Well, you can always ask yourselves the WH questions, such as what, who, when, where, why, how. Here are some sample questions. You can ask what is going on, who is doing it, or who is affected by it, when did it happen, where did it happen, why did it happen, how did it happen, or how did it start? So examples of questions we could have asked earlier about the scenario where the sky was dark. Why would the sky get dark? When will the sky get dark? How will it affect a person's plans? Who should be concerned if it rains? Here are some examples of inferential questions that commonly come up in comprehensions. Why do you think this happened? What does the word XXX suggest about something? We give you a phrase, and then looking at the phrase, they give you this question. What does this tell you about, whatever it is that they're asking? Why does the author put or use this word here? Or what is the author saying here? Those are common questions. Here are some more. What does the word suggest about a certain thing? What does the phrase mean? What does the expression mean? Why does the author say this? Okay, explain why or what is going on. Okay, this kind of question can either be inferential or factual. So let's say someone makes a statement. Someone purposely recorded the wrong ingredients for a recipe in a cookbook. So why would someone want to do that? You can make a guess first, using the WH questions. Why would someone want to do that? When will someone want to do that? Where? All right, where would someone want to do that? That question sounds a bit strange, right? So it's predominantly a why would someone want to do that? Okay, maybe even a when would someone want to do that? So my guess would be maybe they are trying to mislead certain people. But what is the reason why they would want to mislead people? Maybe they'd want to keep, the ingredients secret. Maybe it's a family recipe. Maybe they don't want outsiders to know what the recipe is. Maybe it's a trade secret. All right. So let's look at this sample text now. Raffles Hotel is famous for its very own drink, the Singapore Sling. That this was invented in the early 20th century by Ngiam Thong Boon seems indisputable. However, what is open to speculation is the exact recipe. More than one version exists, and cynics say that the ingredients are deliberately recorded incorrectly in recipe books. Whatever the truth, this story only adds to the charm of Raffles Hotel, which is considered to be the jewel in the crown of Singapore's hospitality industry. For your information, the hospitality industry consists of hotels and maybe even restaurants, okay, caters to tourists. That's the reason why you have the word hospitality there. You're offering hospitality to people. And all right, but back to our little discussion here. So, why do you think now someone would want to record uh, the recipe for the Singapore Sling incorrectly? Can you make the guess? All right, now we have to try to answer this question. Why do you think the ingredients for the Singapore Sling are deliberately recorded incorrectly in recipe books? So don't look at the next slide. Try to read the text carefully first and see if you can underline the part that gives you some extra information or clues about why someone would want to record this recipe incorrectly. So what you do now is give yourself a few seconds before you, it will be best if you can pause the video here for a few seconds, try to answer it, try to underline the parts of the passage that give you the clues. All right, so now if you had underlined the information in the passage, you may have coincided with my own underlining and highlighting as well. So I chose to highlight Raffles Hotel is famous for its drink, okay, and more than one version exists. And why did I choose to highlight these two? Because to me, if a hotel is famous for something, I'm guessing that they would want to keep it a secret because they definitely won't want other people to copy their version and possibly sell it for commercial profit. So that's why more than one version exists, because the hotel probably wants to mislead the people who want to copy them. So this is the answer. The person who invented the drink may not want the public to know the recipe or to learn the recipe because other people will make it easily or they can sell the drinks in their own shops and the recipe will no longer be special. Okay, let's look at this statement now. You live near a noisy airport. How would that make you feel? And why? Why do you think it would make you feel that way? So make a guess first. Pause here first before you move on. All right, now read the sample text along with me. However, there is a very considerable downside to the aircraft industry which outweighs these benefits. Aeroplanes can cause widespread death by disease when epidemics, which used to be confined to limited areas, are spread instantaneously across the globe. Although modern jets are quieter than their predecessors, they still create intolerable noise for people living near airports. Potentially more devastating than any of these disadvantages are the effects of their powerful engines, which consume enormous quantities of our shrinking oil reserves. So now the question is, why does the intolerable noise of the aircraft particularly affect people who live near airports? Well, the answer is pretty evident. You would be irritated if you live near an airport. Why? Because the sound of the jets taking off frequently will definitely irritate you. So you can guess that already. You don't even really need to read the passage to find the answer. But do read the text. Try not to look at the next slide, okay? Just read the text first. See if you can underline the part that gives you some extra information or clues once more to help you to answer the question correctly. So I chose to underline the word here living and near airports and modern jets are quieter than their predecessors, but they are still very noisy. Okay. So naturally, the keyword living tells you that, if you hear it every day, okay, because when you live somewhere, you are there every day. And if you hear the noisy jets every day, it will be unbearable. Okay, here's another example. Why would you prefer to live near a cinema multiplex than a gigantic cinema with only one screen? So again, pause here, make a guess, use the WH questions. If you don't know what kind of questions to ask yourself, you could ask yourself, why would you prefer to live? Are there certain advantages? How would that affect you? That's a H question there. Now read sample text 3. The advent of television in the 1960s also caused attendance at the local cinemas to suffer. However, inevitably, people gradually became less obsessed by the little screen in the corner of the living room. Can you guess what that is? TV's golden age could not last, for its little pictures were no match for the vast new screens which the cinemas were now building. To cater for the desire for choice came the new multi-screens. What does the word multi tell you? Dividing the great auditoriums of the old cinemas into half a dozen intimate little boxes where the dedicated film fan could see any number of films in a single week. Alright, so the question now is, how do you think multi-screens benefit the film industry? Now, you will not see the word benefit in the passage, but we should know what it means. And sometimes the question will not always use the same words as those in the passage. So you have to figure out, okay, the word benefit. Is there some word in the passage that is similar to the word benefit, or is there some part of the passage that gives the same idea as the word benefit? So where in the paragraph does it say that something is good for business? Isn't that a benefit? Isn't that something that we should highlight in the passage? So take a look at the passage one more time. Don't look at the next slide. Try to underline the key phrase that will help you to answer this question. All right, so I underlined to cater for the desire for choice, and I underlined where the dedicated film fan could see any number of films in a single week. So these statements suggest that the film industry has benefited, the keyword is benefited, from the new multiplexes. So the answer is, they benefit the film industry because the dedicated film fan can see any number of films in a single week. So I'll be giving you a worksheet and you will try it out yourself, and do ask me any questions, and especially make sure you ask yourselves the WH questions as you are attempting the questions. Thank you.